Hey everyone, I am Salwa Campbell from Sierra Leone. Today is the 17th of December 2024. I am recording this video to appeal, to make a kind request, to advocate on behalf of a group of people that I met with on Saturday, the 14th of December 2024. So I pray that anyone who gets to see this video would do me a favor by sharing this so that it gets into the hands of kind-hearted people who would want to make a meaningful contribution to this particular group of people that I'm going to talk about. This video is meant to be short, so I kindly request that you come with me to the end. So on Saturday, the 14th of December, in my capacity as the president of the Sierra Leone United States Alumni Association, this association actually is an organization, an entity that comprises of people, of beneficiaries of US-sponsored exchange programs, people who have traveled to the US under mentorship, with the goal of coming back to Sierra Leone and make meaningful impact to their society, to give back to society and help with whatever they can towards socio-economic development. So this organization actually holds, high caliber of people from different walks of life, and I have the opportunity, I have the privilege, by the grace of God, to lead these people. And it's a great organization, but I'm not here to talk about SLUSA. I'm not here to talk about the exchange programs, but it was in my capacity as a president that I experienced what I'm about to tell you. So as an organization, with the many things that we do, we have a day that we have dedicated to giving back to society that we have called Alumni Give Back Day. We started it 2 years ago. And like the first year, we planted 1,000 trees countrywide. The second year, we raised awareness against drug abuse, especially those that have been victim of kush. So this year we decided to join our voices to the global voice in the 16 days activism against gender-based violence. And as part of what we do, we always want to identify a unique set of people that we would reach out to make our own contribution. So that was how we selected this group of people that I am going to talk about, which are persons with disabilities. So this is an event, this is an activity that we implemented countrywide. So in Freetown, we went to Grafton and to Koso Town. We also had it implemented in the northern region, the southern region, eastern region, and even the northwestern region. We have regional coordinators that also implemented it there with their team. But so when we went to these locations for our engagement, while we were, discussing with them, sharing with them the information that we had on that day, just raising awareness against gender-based violence. There was a time when we gave them the opportunity to also just ask questions, to just maybe make comments and things like that. And they were so accommodating, and they were so happy that we got to reach out to them, that we considered to just go share with them all the knowledge that we have shared with them. And when they started sharing their stories, these people that I'm talking about, they're physically challenged. Like physically challenged. I do not have to describe them. And that includes, blind people and visually impaired people. And then they started, talking about the violence that they, as individuals, be it, men, be it women, they started sharing stories with us about the violence that they have to go through because they are physically challenged. And one of the things that they mentioned was that even the aspect of just moving from one place to the other. And for those of you who know Sierra Leone, who know Freetown, if you're coming from the east part of Freetown and you want to go to the central business district area, or you want to go to the western part of Freetown, definitely that it's a daunting task, even to just gain access to transportation. And imagine now someone that is physically challenged that has to take a transport, be it a taxi, be it a bus, be it a keke, to come from the east and to go to town. And they share their story that most times they find it difficult to be boarded on these vehicles, whether it's buses. They find it so difficult because the drivers mostly think that, their presence or them being allowed to enter the transport would slow them down. So in most cases, they would either be ignored if they attempt to just, if they tend to board one of these vehicles, or if they happen to carry them along, they would have to even pay more. So one of their requests was that if only the government, or if only people would just consider us to provide us with a bus that is only dedicated to physically challenged people, that it will help a great deal. And another one shared his story, and this one was even the leader for the blind people, the leader that they had. He also shared his own experience when it comes to, he said, okay, for people like us, we're not even considered when it comes to the estates development, that sometimes some of them would want to rent a house, and they would go there. Definitely they would have to go there with someone who would help them out to just assess the place and all of that. But then because people know that they are blind, sometimes people tend to take advantage of their disabilities, and they will show them houses that are not theirs. And eventually they would have to pay for a rent, and then maybe a few months down the line, they will get to realize that this person that they have given their money is not even the real owner of the house. And if eventually they get to the police and try to report the matter, they would be asked all sorts of questions that they cannot provide such evidences because they are visually impaired or they are blind. And that really struck me. Like, it's a long story, and I would not be able to explain the detail of it because I have said that this is meant to be a short video. But the reason why I'm in tears, and the reason why I am crossing the borderline of my comfort zone just to make this video, is because that very moment when I heard the stories, like, I couldn't control myself. I became so emotional. I was so much in tears because I felt like if only I had the means, if only I can just help out, if only I can just, say, okay, now I can provide you with a bus. I can, just dedicate a piece of land where people will just build houses for themselves. Or if even I have the capacity to build a house for them, that moment, like, I had so many things, just flashing through my mind, like, I wish I can just help these people out, and we had a discussion. We did what we were there to do. We did what we had to do, in raising awareness and all of that. But I decided that I was going to do this video, and I pray that people get to hear it. People get to just make a move towards this. And I don't want to specifically call out on the government of Sierra Leone. No, I am talking to you watching this video. And this one, I am deliberately, the reason why I introduced myself and even mentioned the country where I'm coming from, because I believe that it's going to go beyond the borders of Sierra Leone. And if you are out there, wherever you are, and you feel that you can help these people, whether by making a contribution or whether you want to invest as a businessman, you want to invest by buying a bus, and at least 2 buses, one to be in the western area, one to be in the western part of Freetown, one in the eastern part. That could be a start. I know Freetown is not Sierra Leone, but that could just be a start. And I know there are people out there beyond, besides the government, I know there are people out there who have the capacity to be able to help these people. So this is just my own contribution, or the start of my own contribution towards helping these people in getting them a bus. And if this video happens to fall in the hand of the right personnel or the right government official, if you can make it possible that the government will just have 2 buses or maybe more, but these buses should be dedicated to physically challenge people, at least that would be a great thing for them. I know that we have been doing a lot as a nation. People have been trying their best. Some people in their quiet endeavors, they have been supporting these people, providing them with food, with clothing, some shelter. But then for me, it will be my greatest joy if this video becomes a step towards the milestone of achieving buses for these people. And I promised that this video was going to be short, but I pray that you don't find this so boring that you don't want to get to share it. If even you cannot make any if you cannot like support financially, but please do share it so that it gets into the right hands. And for those who really know me, they know that this is beyond me. Like, I am doing this out of my comfort zone. But I must say that since that day, since Saturday the 14th of December, when we left Koso Town, like, I have been so emotionally disturbed. I kept on thinking about them. And I'm just like, I wish I just have the capacity to do it without asking. I wish I just have the capacity to do this without having to push anyone. So please, I'm just making this appeal. If you can, or if you want to invest, let it be that investment that, you will not only get your money back, but then at least God will reward you for doing it for them, And if I must also say, that this is something that I should have even done from the very beginning. This is my personal initiative to do this video. I'm not doing it on behalf of the US Embassy. I am not doing it on behalf of the Alumni Association. I'm just doing it as an individual. I know that the US Embassy, whatever initiative that we have been coming up with as the Alumni Association, they have always been supportive in ensuring that we execute it. They have always been there for us, but then I also know that they have their mandate. So I am saying that I am not doing this. I am not doing this on behalf of the US Embassy, neither the Alumni Association. I am making this request as a personal initiative, and I pray that, you know, God will just touch your heart so that you would contribute to it. So if you want more information, if you want the contact of these people, you can please reach out to me on 076 964 082, and we would help you just facilitate this whole thing. But I pray that this one gets to fall into the right hands, that these people will just know that at least their voices were heard, please. So till then, I just want to say God bless you. God bless you for listening. God bless you for sharing, and God bless you for any contributions that you would make.